There's a specific type of person you've met, the one who's perfectly kind, perfectly social, until you cross an invisible line you didn't even know existed. And suddenly, the temperature in the room drops 40 degrees. They don't scream. They don't send a flurry of angry texts. They just stop. You find yourself restricted on Instagram, your messages left on read indefinitely, and when you see them in person, they look right through you like you're a ghost. Most people think boundaries are about rules, but for these 5 zodiac archetypes, boundaries are about survival. They've spent years building a psychological electric fence around their inner peace. If you touch it, you don't get an explanation. You just get disconnected. Today, we're looking at the dark psychology of the 5 signs you can never truly cross. Because once you're on the outside of their wall, there is no coming back. The psychology of the hard cut. In modern psychology, we call this the door slam. It's a defense mechanism used by people who have a high level of self-respect and a low tolerance for emotional clutter. While most of us linger in toxic friendships or situationships, hoping things will change, these 5 signs have a binary brain. You're either safe or you're a threat. They aren't being petty. They've simply realized that their energy is a limited currency, and they aren't going to spend another cent on you. 1. The silent architect, Capricorn. A Capricorn doesn't set boundaries to punish you. They set them to protect their empire. Think about that friend or coworker who is always reliable, but the second you try to guilt trip them or manipulate their time, they become a stone wall. You might try the "we're friends, help me out" card for the 10th time, and they'll just look at you and say, no. No apology, no excuse. Psychologically, they view their time and loyalty as a business transaction. If you're consistently overdrawing from their emotional bank account without making a deposit, they'll simply close the account. To them, a boundary is a structural necessity. They don't need to block you in real life when they've already blocked you from their future. 2. The psychological vault, Scorpio. If you betray a Scorpio's boundary, you don't just lose a friend. You lose your access to their world forever. Imagine you shared a secret with them, and then they find out you've been gossiping about it in the group chat. Most people would confront you. A Scorpio will just delete you from their internal safe list. They won't give you the satisfaction of a fight. They'll just move you into the stranger category in their mind. They handle boundaries with a scorched earth policy. They'd rather be lonely than be surrounded by people they have to keep an eye on. Their boundary isn't a fence, it's a graveyard for people who proved they couldn't be trusted. The moment you lie to them, you become a ghost in a room they no longer live in. 3. The satellite observer, Aquarius. An Aquarius's boundary is the most terrifying because it's completely unemotional. You've seen this in dating. You're seeing someone, things are getting messy, and you start playing mind games to get their attention. Instead of chasing you, the Aquarius just disappears. They ghost not because they're mean, but because they've logically concluded that you are a drama variable they don't want to solve. They lead from the future. And if they see that your behavior is rooted in insecurity or manipulation, they'll detach like a satellite drifting into space. You can't argue with them because they've already decided you aren't worth the data it takes to process the conversation. They aren't ignoring your texts, they've just uninstalled the version of reality where you exist. 4. The clinical surgeon, Virgo. A Virgo's boundary is built on the facts of your behavior. They notice the small things, the way you're always 10 minutes late, the way you only call when you need something, the way you accidentally forget to pay them back. They keep a mental ledger. One day, you'll ask for a favor, and the answer will be a cold, hard no. They don't get emotional about it. They've simply analyzed the ROI of your friendship and realized the numbers don't add up. They handle boundaries by being the most rational person in the room, which makes your emotional outbursts look like a tantrum. They don't hate you. They've just reached the logical conclusion that you're a waste of their potential. 5. The Iron Mountain, Taurus. A Taurus's boundary is slow to build, but once it's up, a nuclear bomb couldn't move it. They are the most patient sign, but that patience is a trap. You think you can keep pushing, keep disrespecting their space, keep taking their kindness for granted because they haven't reacted yet. But Taurus is just collecting evidence. The moment they reach their limit, it's over. There is no apology tour, no let's talk it out, no second chances. They will walk away and never look back, and they will sleep perfectly fine that night. Their boundary is a permanent eviction notice. You didn't break their heart. You just exhausted their interest. We live in a world that tells us we should always be available, that we should always give people another chance, that boundaries are just another word for being unfriendly. But the people who set the hardest boundaries are usually the ones who love the most. They've realized that if they don't guard their peace, no one else will. The door slam isn't about being cruel. It's about recognizing that some people are meant to be a chapter in your life, not the whole book. And the moment that person starts rewriting your piece into chaos, that's the moment the chapter ends. If someone has cut you out of their life without a word, don't ask why they did it. Ask what you did that made their silence more valuable than your presence. Have you ever been on the receiving end of a door slam? Or are you the person who has a list of people who are permanently banned from your life? Drop the sign of the person you could never get back into the inner circle with. Let's talk about that moment the fence went up. Subscribe if you're tired of being the person everyone thinks they can push around. I'll see you in the next one.